and welcome to a new episode of Out and About in Bahrain. Every episode will be taking you on a tour to explore places to visit in this beautiful kingdom. Get ready for some fun and interesting information. We just stopped here at a living miracle in the heart of the desert, standing here, strong, for more than 400 years, despite the scarcity of any source of water. And that's exactly why they call it the Tree of Life. Although from far away it looks like a green spot in the middle of the desert, but it's actually a 9.75 meters high tree with several low-hanging branches spread in all directions. It's uncertain how this tree survives. Bahrain has little or no rain throughout the year, so there are some theories about it. Some people say the roots of the tree are 50 meters deep, which makes it able to access water. Others say that the tree learned how to extract moisture from the particles of sand. And there's another story, maybe a very interesting one, that some people say that it's standing out in what was previously the Garden of Eden, which is of course a more mystical source of water. The tree is a tourist attraction and is visited by almost 65,000 people every year. It's 2 kilometers away from Jabal Dukhan, the highest point in Bahrain, and 40 kilometers away from Manam. You can also have a seat here, enjoy the serenity, the shade of this beautiful tree and the sounds of the birds singing. Don't underestimate this tree. In 2009, it was nominated to be on the new 7 Wonders of Nature list. It even made it to Hollywood when it was mentioned in the 1991 film LA Story, when Steve Martin called it one of the most mystical places on Earth. This brings us to the end of the stop. Don't go anywhere because we have to see you at the next stop. We just stopped now at the Baba temple located in the village of Baba, which is considered to be a part of the Delman culture. The site is on the tentative list of the UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Now let's start with the visitor center. There are actually 3 Baba temples. The most recent was rediscovered in 1954, and later on 2 were discovered, and those are with the oldest date, dating back to 3000 BC. Very long time ago, right? If you're wondering where the temples are, they are built atop one another, and the second one was built approximately 500 years later than the first one, and the third one was built around 2000 BC. The temple contained 2 altars and a natural water spring that is thought to have held spiritual significance to the worshippers. But what's the story of those temples? The temples were constructed to worship the god Enki, the god of wisdom and fresh water, and his wife Ninhursag. During the excavations, many items were found, such as tools, pottery, weapons, and small pieces of gold. They're right now on display at Bahrain National Museum. The most famous find was a bronze bull's head. Amazing, right? This brings us to the end of our Baba Temples tour. Don't go anywhere because we have to see you at the next stop. Where are we stopping now? We are in Algestra Village, particularly now in front of Algestra House, one of the traditional houses, actually a unique one built in 1907. Let's take a look. for some adventure? One of the local Bahraini traditions is that you will always find the men's guest room the first thing once you enter the house. It's almost separate from the rest of the house. Algestra House is a fine example of traditional Bahraini architecture, characterized here by external simplicity. The Jazeera House was constructed using local building materials such as coral stone supported by palm tree trunks. What makes this house very famous is that it's the birthplace of His Highness the late Emir Sheikh Isa bin Salman Al Khalifa in 1933. And right now I'm going to show you the exact room where he was born. Since we had a men's guest room, we should have another one for the ladies. And now you will notice the difference of the location. The men's room was by the entrance and the women's room is right in the middle of the house. Let's take a look at it. This is the bedroom, and they say that this is the center of all family activities in the morning. And by the way, it's the master bedroom of the 1900s. It has a partitioned place for hygiene purposes, or we can call it now a bathroom. And now this is the kitchen, and here this room contains all the old utensils and materials used to preserve and cook in the old days. If you're wondering if this house has been restored or not, yes, it was restored in 1986, and it gives you the feeling of how people were living in the old days. Our journey doesn't stop here. See you next episode with new adventures and places to visit in beautiful Bahrain.